having a blessed and a prosperous day. I am here. Happy Friday. Oh man, let's get this prayer. Lord, you're good. Your mercy endures forever. You're so kind. You're so loving. You're so awesome. You're so good to us each and every day. So we thank you for all your many blessings. We thank you um, everything that we take for granted on a daily basis, just from opening our eyes to breathing, breath of fresh air, to being able to walk on our own, um, clothe ourselves, feed ourselves, bathe ourselves. We thank you for everything that you do, and we ask that you would continue to look up on our loved ones and all of our friends and our family, and just bless them as well. Um, Thank you for this opportunity, this platform, just to share some laughs, share some smiles. Hopefully, we turn somebody's day around. Somebody might have been uh, struggling. They might still be struggling afterwards, but we just hope that something we said, or maybe just they feel the vibe of the stream and it encourages them to keep on pushing and to hold on. Um, we thank you for all things, for allowing us to be a light that shines in the midst of darkness. So thank you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen and amen. Thank you for all the Falcon fans that have been showing your boy some love. Um, all I can say is I'm very humbled. Been getting so much love, so many new subscribers to the channel. I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, you could be subbing to anybody else's channel. You could be anywhere else, but you decided to come by and support your boy, holla at your boy, and I truly appreciate it. I don't take it lightly. So thank you, thank you, thank you, and let's keep the momentum going because I'm on the road to 500 subscribers, and once I get to 500, I'm going to bless, yes, bless somebody with the free jersey, free NFL jersey of their choice. I'm partial. I'm a little biased. I hope it's a Falcon fan, but it don't have to be a Falcons fan. That's the thing. You don't have to be a Falcons fan. Whoever wins, I'm gonna show them love and just to say thank you, and then we'll do another one at 1,000. How about that? So yeah, let's get to it, man. It is Friday. Um, we're gonna do our Who You Got episode. We're gonna pick the games for the week. We did not review a press conference today. I'm actually looking at Matthew Judon right here. He did a little presser earlier that was about 15 minutes long, but I was a little late, and I've been putting out some fires this morning. Actually, just finished emailing my job, and I do real quick as I before I even get started. This might be my final week in this time slot. Um, I'm slated to go back to work next Friday. So this might be my last Friday afternoon episode for a while. I'm going to attempt to keep these streams going. Maybe I have to wake up early in the morning. Maybe I have to do them in the evening. I'm going to see what works for me and my body, and just what works, what feels good for me. Because I will be going to school and going back to work. So yeah, I'm just going to see what works best. If Sundays after the games work best, then I'll do that. Maybe I'll try to do one episode during the week. Maybe I'll try to do one episode after our games, like a game recap sort of deal. But just want to be upfront with that. I've really been enjoying my month off, albeit in a recovery mode and a rehab mode and all that due to my physical condition. But I'm getting a lot better, getting a lot stronger, walking every day. So God is good. So yeah, your boy's going back to work. What it looks like, I'll be officially cleared on next Thursday. So let us pray that I do get cleared because I would like to go back to work. Um, so yeah, let's get started. Atlanta Falcons. Oh, facing off against the Kansas City Chiefs this week. I think this game could be a game that catapults the Falcons to an extremely impressive season. I'm not saying if they don't win that they won't have a good season, but um, Falcons win this game, it could set the tone for the rest of the year. And I'm just really, really excited about the possibility, and I'm excited about the matchup. I am excited about us going up against Patrick Mahomes. I'm excited about some really, really good matchups in this game. We have Xavier Worthy, who is one of the guys we know that's the fastest man in the league. I mean, I think he has that title, unless Tyreek Hill wants to go 1-on-1 with the 100 meters with Xavier Worthy. But yeah, Xavier Worthy, fastest man in the NFL right now, and I think it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a challenge for the Falcons, but I think the Falcons secondary is up to it. We got a veteran group for the most part. Um, we do have one young guy in Clark Phillips. Not sure if he will be in the game because we did see him a little bit at the end of the Eagles game. I think I saw Mike Hughes get a little bit banged up, but I think he's okay. But we got D. Alford playing in the nickel, and then we got two veteran safeties back there, Jesse Bates and my boy Justin Simmons. And let me say this about Justin Simmons. There is a stat. Let me look this up before I say it. Um, Look it up. I thought so. All right, here's the stat. We have a trump card that we can play Sunday night. He will be playing. He'll be in the game. And I talked about spades on whatever that day was, Tuesday, and I think I got sidetracked and distracted. But Justin Simmons has the most interceptions of Patrick Mahomes out of anybody in the NFL. He played on the Broncos. So he played Patrick Mahomes twice a year while he was with the Broncos. And isn't it a luxury to have a guy who's intercepted Patrick Mahomes 5 times? He has picked off Mahomes 5 freaking times. So imagine just the subtle things that he can share with a Jesse Bates. Imagine what he can share with an AJ Terrell, Mike Hughes, a Clark Phillips, and a D. Alford. I'm pretty sure he's schooling those guys what he likes to do, what his tendencies are. Um, Third down, Kelsey's role on third down, route combinations, patterns that he's seen over the years. I'm sure they're getting schooled on all that stuff right now. And I'm not saying the Falcons are going to have the blueprint to just shut Mahomes down. That's not what I'm saying. But Jesse Jesse Bates will get a crash course in the best way to defend Patrick Mahomes. I'm pretty sure of that because his running mate next to him has proven that he's been the best safety in the league against Patrick Mahomes. And I think that's just such a luxury for the Falcons to have Justin Simmons on our team. I think that's amazing. So I think our secondary will be well prepared. I know they have new weapons. You know, obviously, like I said, Xavier Worthy's on the team now. Rashee Rice is on the team now. Isaiah Pacheco actually is out, so you're going to have a new face at running back, whether it's Steele, Sunshine, that's why I call him Sunshine. He got the long flowing blonde hair, or Samaje Perine. And I don't think Kareem Hunt will be eligible to play yet. I think he's probably still getting back in shape. He might be eligible, but I don't think he'll be in shape to play on Sunday night. But I'm looking forward to the matchups. And then you have Chris Jones. Chris freaking Jones, the monster, the mammoth, the man in the middle, big man, who causes big problems if you do not have a plan to block him. He can wreck the entire game plan. So I'm hoping that after what we saw in week 1, where TJ Watt single-handedly annihilated our game plan, that we'll see some sort of contingency plan in place for Chris Jones. He needs to be blocked with 4 hands, 2 bodies at all times. At all times. At least 4 eyes need to be on him at all freaking times. I don't care if somebody else benefits from it, and if they win their one-on-one matchup, just don't let Chris Jones do it. Because if he gets on a roll, then we won't be able to stop him. Don't even let him get started. And then, they have a pretty good defense over there, other than Chris Jones. They got McDuffie, who's a really good cornerback. You would think he might be traveling with Drake London. But we got weapons too. And is this the game? Is this the game, y'all? Do you know what I'm about to say? Is this the game where Kyle Pitts gets going? I certainly hope so. I'm looking for you, Kyle Pitts, to get going. Can the Kirk Cousins, Kyle Pitts connection start against Kansas City? They've given up big plays, a lot of yardage to Isaiah Likely, week 1 versus the Ravens. Isaiah Likely went wild. He just went off. And he would have had another touchdown had he worn a size 12 shoe instead of a size 13 shoe. He would have had another touchdown. But what's up with it, ATM? But the Chiefs have been giving up a lot of yardage to tight ends. A ton of yardage. Falcon Nation OG, yes sir. Can Kyle Pitts finally get going? ATM Kush, let me know. What's up? We got Mr. Wallace Smith in here. He said, what's good, Pray? What's good with you, Mr. Wallace Smith? Happy Friday to you. I'm talking about Kyle Pitts right now. What do you think Kyle Pitts can get going against Kansas City? Because I think we're going to need all hands on decks. Kyle Pitts needs to be a part of this game plan. The Chiefs have given up a lot of yards against tight ends the first 2 weeks of the season, and it would be such a luxury for Kirk Cousins to have a security blanket and Kyle Pitts. I think it's going to be a good watch too. ATM Kush says, you got a tough one on Sunday, but it's going to be a good watch. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got a tough one indeed. And that's what I want. Let's see where we at, y'all. We playing the defending back-to-back champions. No, it's not the Super Bowl on Sunday. We know that. It's not the Super Bowl. But they're the best of the best. They proven it. I don't see that stopping us in this game either, and Pitts should get okay. Wallace Smith said, and I don't see that stopping us in this game either, and Pitts should get off. I agree. I think Kansas City's been giving up some yardage. They've been susceptible against the pass. We know their running backs, as I said earlier, are hurt. They're injured right now. Isaiah Pacheco, he's going to be out for 6 to 8 weeks with the fractured fibula. So they got backups. They got backups in there. They got a rookie who's shown some ball security issues. So we should be attacking that ball every time he runs. We should be stripping that thing, punching that thing, trying to get that ball out of his hands. Um, they're not as dynamic without Pacheco in the running game anyway. So you might see a more heavy lean towards the pass game. That just means you're going to get a lot of Patrick Mahomes. And I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing, but it is kind of nice to have a team be one dimensional. That they will be easier to defend. But yeah, we got to stay home because he's like the improvisational master in the NFL right now. He masters in the improv. The play's broken. He knows how to maneuver and buy time and scamper and just hover around that line of scrimmage just enough to where somebody gets wide open. Boom, touchdown. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be those broken plays, I think, that we have to defend more so than the plays that stay on schedule. I think it's the broken plays, the plays where nobody's open and he scrambles, he rolls out. Those are going to be the plays where we got to really, really be on our P's and Q's, as they say. Wallace Smith says, but I think it's going to be tough for them to beat us without Pacheco. I agree. Pacheco is a huge weapon. He is a weapon in the running game, and he catches very well coming out of the backfield. I agree. Wallace also says that running back Smith is not that, or Steele is not that good, and Kareem Hunt they just picked up will not play in this game. Absolutely. Yeah, and they have Samaje P. Ryan as well. He's a guy who's like a pass catcher. He's actually physical. He's a physical runner. He's a guy that I think will be better served being like a 3-down back for them right now. But he is an older guy with kind of a lot of mileage, so maybe they want to use Steele. I heard of them maybe using Steele in short yardage and goal line situations and using P. Ryan in passing situations. So we'll see how they deploy that. But it's definitely going to be a running back by committee is what it seems like until Pacheco comes back. So we don't know exactly how they're going to deploy them, but it's going to be a dual running back threat. So, but I agree. That offense is a little less deadly without Pacheco. As far as us, I think we're pretty healthy coming into this game. Nate Landman is obviously on IR. I hate to hear that because he's a great tackler. He's a guy that reads plays, diagnoses plays, can shed blocks. They got Troy Anderson in there, and he really had me worried after last game. I'm gonna be honest with you. Troy Anderson really had me worried after last game. Hopefully they can coach him up. I know he's fast and all that, and he's physical, but he needs to, he missed all of last year with injury, so he's still green, he's still wet behind the ears. You know what I'm saying? Breath still smelling like Similac. But we need him to get in there and bang some bodies, man. You can't be in there running around looking lost. Get in there and hit somebody. Landman will return. Yes, Landman will return. But yeah, he's on short-term IR. So I think he can probably return after next week, maybe about 4 weeks. Wallace says, but it's going to give them away on what they do if P. Ryan is just coming in the game on pass. I agree. And that's honestly, I think that's the same thing that's going on with the Ravens right now. I think they went and got a Derrick Henry, a guy who's a runner. He's not a pass catcher. He's a runner. And they're running him on first, second down. And then they're bringing in Justice Hill on third down. And it's like you're tipping your plays, right? I know they run play action every now and then with Henry, but when Justice Hill comes in the game as a pass, 90% of the time it's going to be a pass, and then with Henry, 80% of the time it's going to be a run. The defense is going to know what you're doing by who's in the game. Absolutely. And that's something that you don't want as an offensive coordinator and as a head coach. You don't want other team keying in on your tendencies just by you know who you have in the game. Not even the formations, but who you have in the game. They can look and see who's in the backfield and have a 4 out of 5 chance of knowing whether you're going to pass or run. Yeah, definitely don't want to do that. Zach Robinson obviously called a much better game uh, Monday night because that's the issue we had. We had the same issue. Um, Tyler Algier getting some good run, and Bijan Robinson getting some good run. But I think they mixed the pass in well. Bijan had a few screens Monday night that hit for 10, 15 yards. Algier even caught a pass over the middle. They're pretty run heavy with Algier in the game. But it was a nice mix up, and it was a nice balance of run and pass. Chiefs only favored by 3. Absolutely, Chiefs are favored by 3. Uh, okay, I'm gonna do my prediction. I'm gonna do my prediction about not. Give me about 8 more minutes. I'm gonna do the prediction for Falcons Chiefs. Um, Head coaches. Okay, we talked about how our O line needs to block. They need to block well. This is a just as big of a matchup as the Steelers, in my opinion, in the trenches. And we know how that one went, so maybe we learned from that, and let's see what we do on Sunday night. The trenches, we got to win the battle in the trenches. Offensive line has to be on it. Like I said, we need 4 hands on Chris Jones at all times. 4 hands. And then our defensive line, we have to get pressure, man. We got to get pressure. If we can get pressure with our 4 and not have to blitz, I think this gives us, it increases our chances of winning exponentially. Can Matthew Judon, I know he's the guy that we're keying on as our, pass rushing savior, but he needs some help too. Grady did it the first game. He got in there on fields, but we need him in there. We need all hands on deck against Mahomes because the more time he has back there, somebody's going to pop open. I mean, his receivers and his tight end, they're just that good. Uh, it's going to be hard for our DBs and safeties to defend those guys for 6, 7, 8, 9 seconds. You know what I'm saying? We have to keep Mahomes in the pocket, close the pocket in on him, stay in your lanes, stay disciplined, close him in. And even if we don't sack him, we do not allow him to roll out and improvise. I think that is the key to this game. Keep him inside the pocket. Do not allow him to improvise. And if we do get a chance to sack him, we got to get him down. We can't miss. Because once you miss on a sack, it almost always turns into a big play. So when we have a chance to get our hands on him and get him down, we got to capitalize. I'm expecting a good performance from Judon again. He played really well Monday night. I'm expecting a big performance from Grady Onyemata. We haven't gotten anything from Ebiketie yet. It would be nice to see some flashes from him against Mahomes. Who else we got on that line? Eddie Goldman. Can we see an Eddie Goldman flash Monday or Sunday night against the Chiefs? It would be good to see Eddie Goldman make a play out there. Taquan Graham. It would be good to see you make a play, my brother. We need all hands on deck. All these guys are going to be expected to close that pocket in on Patrick Mahomes. Um, so I'm just looking forward to the challenge. Chiefs have upgraded their line over the years. So Mahomes is used to having a lot of time to throw the ball. But yeah, we got to push that pocket on him. And even if we don't get our hands on him, affect him and make him uncomfortable in a tight space. Don't give him that freedom to roll out and bounce out of that pocket. Um, let me see. So we talked about the line, talked about the DBs and the safeties. Justin Simmons, Jesse Bates the third, um, Mike Hughes, AJ Terrell, and maybe even Clark Phillips and D. Alford. That's a solid squad right there. And we even saw Richie Grant make some plays Sunday night. We might see some more Richie Grant. I think he might have earned some playing time. He played well Monday night. He looked like he know what he was doing for the first time in a long time. So he's clearly been getting coached up. Shout out to Richie Grant, man. You made it. You saved a touchdown on Monday night. I saw you, boy. I saw you, man. And I was thoroughly impressed. So I'm not worried so much about the secondary, minus the Xavier Worthy uh, matchup, because he is a guy who can run you 100 meter and probably like 10 flat or close to it. So we just can't let him get behind us. That's the bottom line. We're gonna be playing too high safety most likely all game, because you just can't afford to let that guy get behind you. It's a touchdown. If he gets behind you, it's a touchdown. So too high, the lines got to bring it, and the linebackers got to clean it up. Um, Kay Nellis playing very well. Forced that interception on the last play of the game on Monday night. So can he pick up where he left off, bringing pressure, being disruptive? I believe he can, absolutely. Troy Anderson, yeah, we need you to bring your lunch pail, man. We need you to get in there and get physical. Get in there and get physical. Read the blocks, diagnose the play. Uh, 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 I hope you're watching a lot of film this week. Look at the tendencies of the Chiefs and diagnose some plays and make some plays. Don't just be running around like a chicken with your head cut off, man. Diagnose some plays, Troy Anderson. Get in there and make the play. That's what I'm hoping to see from Troy Anderson this week. And then offensively, Kirk. Can Kirk Cousins pick up where he left off? That is ultimately going to determine this game. Is Kirk going to be able to build on that last drive Monday night? The last drive where he became an instant legend in this home. He became an instant legend Monday night. Drove the field with no timeouts, 1 minute, 30 seconds on the clock. Can Kirk Cousins build on the Monday night game-winning drive? Absolutely. Absolutely. Wallace Smith said the Chiefs have the 31st passing defense. Absolutely. They've been giving up big chunks against the Ravens, and last week against who did they play last week? Against the Bengals. Last week against the Bengals, they've been giving up a lot of passing yards. Granted, they did play some really good quarterbacks. They played Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson, so those are no slouches. However, we've got a good quarterback too. All right. So I believe Zach Robinson has been looking at the tape, seeing where the Chiefs have been vulnerable. And like I said at the beginning of the show, tight end has been a vulnerability for this Chiefs defense. The tight ends have been cleaning up on fantasy football on these Chiefs. Kyle Pitts, we need you. That's all I'm saying. Kyle Pitts, we need you. And then Wallace says it's going to be a problem for them going up against our offense because they don't want Kirk. They don't want. They don't want to get Kirk going and get carved up. Absolutely, absolutely. If anybody had any doubts of whether Kirk can carve you up, you should have had faith after that last drive on Monday night. Here I'm getting and get into my prediction now. That Monday night final drive by the Falcons almost brought a tear to my eye. It was poetic. It was powerful. And could it be the precursor to what we see on Sunday night? I think it will be. While it says Bengals tight end had 91 receiving yards, Pitts can have more. Absolutely. I believe he will have more. I'm taking the Falcons over the Bengals Sunday night. I was watching Mike Vick. I was watching Mike Vick talk. Just talk about how the Falcon season have started, and then talk about what he thought they needed to do to beat the Chiefs. And he said, we've got to start fast. I agree with him 100%. You got a team traveling to the East Coast. They've taken everybody's best shot. They played in a game came down to the last play first week. Game came down to the last play on the second week. Those are two emotional roller coasters the Chiefs have already been in. They've won them both, but that's draining. It's draining. Playing every game to the last possible snap. It's draining. It takes a lot out of you. You get everybody's best chance. You get their best effort. Week in and week out, you're the back-to-back champs. You get everybody's best effort. And I believe they're going to get the Falcons' best effort this Sunday. I believe Kirk Cousins is going to pick up where he left off. I think he got his swag back Monday night. I think he built some chemistry with Money Mooney. He built some chemistry with Drake London, clearly. Game-winning pass was precise, on point, on target, on time, at the pylon. I think Falcons shock a lot of people. Once again, we shocked the world on Monday night. We're going to shock the world again on Sunday night. I think we put up over 30 points in this game. We all know the Bengals really lost on a pass interference call. They had the Chiefs 4th and 15 or 4th and 16. It was the pass interference call that put the Chiefs into field goal range to win that game. So that's going to be another factor. These factors to win this game. A fast start. Offense has to pick up where they left off on Monday night. Number 2, we got to limit the penalties. Can't have no more Ray McLeods punching people in the face mask. Can't have no more Drake Londons shooting up AK-47s in the air or whatever he was shooting. None of those. You give the Chiefs life, they're going to take advantage of it. Hands down. You're supposed to get off the field on third down, and you have a personal foul penalty. You have a stupid penalty for pushing somebody after they pushed you first. You can't have any of that. Not this game. You cannot give them a second chance. Got to play disciplined football to beat the Chiefs in all three phases of the game. So I'm saying the Falcons will shock the Chiefs on Sunday. 31-28. Falcons win. I think this game, like I said, will be won penalties. Who wins the turnover battle? I said at the beginning of this segment, Justin Simmons has picked off Patrick Mahomes 5 times in his career. I'm not saying it's going to be 6 on Sunday, but don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. I'm not saying he has his number and he's the kryptonite or nothing like that, but don't be surprised if Justin Simmons makes a play and gets a pick. He has the most interceptions against Patrick Mahomes out of anybody in the NFL. And don't be surprised if Jesse Bates gets one either, because you know Simmons have been schooling Bates on what Mahomes likes to do. You know he has. So don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. That's all I'm saying. 31-28. I got Falcons winning over the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday night, but that's the beauty of football. You never know what's going to happen until they actually play the game. So I'm looking forward to watching the game. Another primetime game, a Sunday nighter where the whole nation is watching you play. It's only one game at that time, so all eyes are on you. And we showed earlier this week, that we thrive under pressure. We played our best football when the game was on the line. When we needed a touchdown, with a minute and 30 seconds left, we got a touchdown. When we needed to stop to win the game, we got to stop. We played our best football under pressure on Monday night. And I expect to see the same thing on Sunday. Playing our best football in front of the nation. And Kirk Cousins really breaking out and coming out of his shell and really putting on a great performance for the hometown fans. You know, it's going to be in Atlanta. I know they're going to be rocking. You know, I heard from Big Low Country, they're going to be out there tailgating early, and they're going to be ready. They're going to be waiting all day for this one. They're going to be waiting all day for this one in the ATL. They're going to get started with the party early, and they're going to be ready for game time. So everybody that's coming in, man, if you could hit that subscribe button, that like button for your boy, and that notification bell, I appreciate you. There is a 500 subscriber giveaway. So yes, if you subscribe, you will be automatically entered to win a free jersey. All you have to do is be here on that episode when I pick my winner. That's all you have to do. You ain't got to buy nothing. I'm not trying to sell you no subscriptions. I'm not trying to do none of that. I just want to give you the opportunity for supporting the bro. That's it. So, and share the channel with your friends, your family, and your fellow Falcon fans. Please do that. So, let me get into picking my games, and then we're going to get up out of here because it's Friday, man. I know y'all got things to do. I got things to do, too. Let's pick these games, Sunday night games, and there's two. There are two. Count them. 1, 2. There are 2 Monday night football games this week, which is kind of interesting. Doubleheader. So a little something extra for you on Monday night. Get to this NFL schedule. NFL schedule week 3. All right, here we go. Who you got? Browns versus Giants. Give me the Browns. The Giants have not looked great. Daniel Jones is kind of on borrowed time in New York. Has a great weapon and what is, I can't even remember his name now. The wide receiver from LSU though that they drafted in the first round has a great weapon in him, but other than that, not much to sing about in New York. Browns, they that team is struggling too, but I have more faith in a Deshaun Watson and a Amari Cooper and that running game than I do Daniel Jones and the New York Giants. So for that reason alone, I'm taking the Browns over the Giants. Next game might be one of the best games of the day. The team we just beat, the Eagles, face off against the New Orleans Saints in New Orleans, the team that we play next week. Um, I can't call this one. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm just gonna say the Eagles because I just don't like the Saints. But the Saints have been playing good ball, albeit against they beat up on the Panthers. Panthers are a pretty bad team this year. Sat down their starting quarterback in week 3. Poor Bryce Young, man, he's been getting beat up and blamed for everything. Um, I say the Eagles though because they're gonna be looking to get back on track. I think their coach is coaching for his job right now. A lot of murmurs, a lot of things being said surrounding that Monday night loss. They calling it a collapse. Oh my God, they got beat by the Falcons. They just collapsed. Like the Falcons can't win football games. Yeah, it's kind of disrespectful the way they talking about it. But I'm taking the Eagles. They got a lot to prove, and I think they're gonna be playing for their coach. So I'm taking the Eagles over the Saints. Got Christy in here. She said, "Hey y'all, what's going on? Happy Friday." Oh yeah, I'm chilling today. I'm chilling today. I'm chilling today. Homework. Actually, you know what? I did half yesterday, and I still got to do a little bit more. Some things came up yesterday, so homework is not done. But as soon as I'm off of here, I am locked in until I'm done because my assignment is due tonight. Um, Christy says, uh, "You chill today. Homework done." I hope it's the Eagles. I hope it's the Eagles too. I hope it's the Eagles too. Shout out to my sister from New Orleans. Her birthday is coming up. She said she was gonna call me after the Monday night game, but I think she changed her mind because the Falcons won, and she didn't want to hear me celebrating the Falcons win. So shout out to you, sis, and early happy birthday to you. Oh, then I didn't even talk about what happened last night. The Patriots got manhandled, mollywopped. They got beat like a redheaded stepchild by the Jets last night, 24-3. Their game really wasn't even that close. Um, they got beat. They got pounded, however you want to call it. The Patriots just got their butts whooped last night. We saw Drake May get his first NFL snap as a NFL quarterback last night, though. So nice to see him get in there. But Jacoby Brissett was getting thrown around like a rag doll last night. He got hit 15 times. Might even been more than that. I think they lost. I think they stopped counting after 15. And he got sacked 5 times by that Jets defense. So shout out to Jacoby Brissett. Shout out to the ice tub. Shout out to the Bengay. Shout out to the icy hot. Shout out to his masseuse because I know he needs all the above after getting beat down last night. Um, Christy says they have one job to do, as in the Eagles. The Aints are too prideful at this point. Yeah, they are. They think they arrived, right? After 3 seasons of doing nothing, all of a sudden. But hey, I'm just going. It's gonna be more crap talk next week when we go head to head against the Aints. Um, they are already saying that they are going to Disneyland because the Super Bowl is in their bag. Oh my God! After 2 wins, 2-0. Okay, I ain't gonna lie though. If the Falcons were 2-0, we might have been saying the same thing. And they beat a team that's probably the worst team in football in Carolina. So yeah. Cowboys can't stop the run, um, and that's well known, dating back to last year. So they took advantage of that. Alvin Kamara had a game of his life. He had 4 touchdowns. I mean, I don't know how you let the same guy score 4 touchdowns. After two, I'd rather take a penalty than let you score on me. I mean, that's just me. After two, I'd rather take a penalty. You're not about to score 4 touchdowns on me. I know it's easier said than done, but yeah. So second game, that's gonna be an interesting game to watch. I'll be in church, but I ain't gonna be on my phone. But if a notification comes across my phone while I'm in church, and I happen to see the update to the score, you know, I might glance. Vikings, Texans. Um, this is an interesting game, actually. Vikings. Everybody thought they were going to honestly be around 500 team. Um, Obviously losing Kirk Cousins to the Falcons. What are they going to do? They draft J.J. McCarthy, their quarterback of the future, and they signed Sam Darnold, clearly as a bridge quarterback, somebody that they can play while J.J. McCarthy learns how to play the position. And all Sam Darnold does is come in and win his first 2 games, and he looks great. And he doesn't even have all his weapons right now. He has Justin Jefferson, who's arguably the best wide receiver in the league, obviously, but still no T.J. Hawkinson, still no Jordan Addison for the second straight week. He's on my fantasy team. Rev Trev, you traded him to me, and he still hasn't played yet. I'm just saying, but I love you, brother. Um, the Texans. I'm taking. Ooh, Texans clearly have a better roster, top to bottom. But it's something about this Vikings team. It's something about this Vikings team. It's something about Sam Darnold. He's been playing amazing football right now. I think I might take the Vikings at home. I might take the Vikings at home. McCarthy, while it says McCarthy's out for the season with a torn ACL, absolutely. Yeah, he tore his ACL in the preseason. So shout out to JJ McCarthy, man. Get well, heal up, young fella. Hopefully you have a very successful career in front of you. Um, Prayers up to you. Um, Christy says the Texans, but I'm taking the Vikings. I don't know if I'm feeding into the Sam Darnold hype or not. I believe I am because I'm choosing the Vikings. They seem to love him in Minnesota. They say he's looked great in practice, and they are not surprised at all that they started out this well and that Sam Darnold was playing so well. They beat the 49ers last week, which actually is the reason why I will pick them over the Texans. 49ers, front runners to represent the NFC once again in the Super Bowl. They got manhandled by the Vikings last week. So I'm taking the Vikings at home. I'm taking the Vikings. Absolutely. Absolutely. While it says the Vikings defense, I played lights out so far. They manhandled the 49ers. They manhandled them last week. So I'm rolling with the Vikings. Next game. We got Broncos, Buccaneers. There was a stat on the Broncos. How many times they've beaten? Hold on. Let me find this stat. Real quick before I make my decision. I saw a stat on this series. I need the Broncos versus Buccaneers history. Okay. So Tampa Bay beat them in 2020. Broncos beat them 2016. Okay, so never. I don't know. It must have been a different thing. I'm going the Bucks. The Bucks have been playing really good football. Baker freaking Mayfield. He might be an MVP candidate right now. I can't even believe I'm saying that, but Baker Mayfield been playing some football. He's been playing some football. That new offensive coordinator that they have, he's really been man, he's been helping that team out. They got Mike Evans, they got Chris Godwin, you got a rookie quarterback in Bo Nix. I just don't think that offense uh, with the Denver Broncos will be able to keep up with the Buccaneers. They seem like they're rolling on all cylinders right now. So I'm taking the Bucks over the Broncos. Uh, okay. Next game, we got the Packers versus the Titans. Um, Christy says, I just want them to miss Kirk. That's all. Um, the Bucks. Christy says the Bucks. I don't want them to win, but the NFC South is rising again. Absolutely. You right. You right about it. I think the Wallace says I think the stat is Sean Payton have beaten the Bucks every time he goes up against them. Okay. It's some stat where yeah, someone has some really good records against the Bucks. But yeah, I'm taking the Bucks though. Taking the Bucks in that game. Next game is the Packers versus the Titans. Um, Malik Willis only threw the ball 10 times last week. Defense played lights out against the Colts. They win a close game. And ooh. Then you got the Titans, who lost a close game to the Jets last week. And then you see that Jets team just annihilate the Patriots. I think the Titans are a good team, but you don't know what Will Levis, the quarterback, is going to do. Can he protect the ball? Will he protect the ball? I don't think the question is can he, but will he? He makes some bad decisions from time to time. His coach came out saying that he doesn't know what he was back there doing. He knows better, that he can't make plays like he made just throwing the ball around and like it's a hot potato. I don't know how I feel because Calvin Ridley is still one of my favorite wide receivers in the league, even though he messed up with the Falcons and he was gambling. The guy just knows how to run routes, and he was getting open consistently against the Jets, and the Jets have one of the best secondaries in the league. They got Sauce. He caught a touchdown on Sauce Gardner, and that's like you might do that maybe 2-3 times a year. Sauce Gardner is just that good. And the Titans defense is no joke either. Then you got Green Bay. Wallace says, I think Love might have a chance to play in this game. You know what, Wallace? Mr. Wallace, if I can call you Mr. Wallace. I had the same injury Jordan Love had in high school. I don't know what the severity or what the degree of his injury is versus mine. Mine was not completely torn, so I'm believing that Jordan Love's isn't completely torn either because they're saying that he had a chance to win, a chance to play, possibly like a long shot last week, and then he has a shot to play this week, and it's going to be a game time decision, I'm hearing. But let me tell you something about that injury. They're saying that he can't hurt it worse by playing. That's a lie. That is a lie if I ever heard one. When I had that injury, I spoke to doctors, physical therapists. I wanted to come back and play early because just the football culture. You don't want to, be off the team and sitting on the sideline. Doctor said it's not safe for you to play. The knee is not stable enough. I can't clear you yet. I don't think Jordan Love will play in this game. That's just my personal opinion. An MCL sprain is no joke. It can lead to a full blowout of your ACL if you're not careful. The stability of your knee It's the smaller tendon. It's not the bigger one, but it can lead to a full blowout of your knee. Um, so for that reason alone, I think Malik Willis will start at least one more week. When I had the injury, I was out 6 weeks. I believe I was out a month and a half. I don't know how long Love will be out. I'm not saying he'll need to sit out a month and a half, but I don't think 2 weeks is long enough to recover from that sort of injury. That is a serious injury. Like I said, if it's a whatever grade sprain he has may determine whether or not he can come back sooner. But that injury is nothing to play around with, and it's definitely nothing to try to come back quickly from. It can lead to a far worse situation for you. Um, and it was extremely painful. Absolutely. Like he was writhing around on the ground and they told me what it was. I was like, oh shoot. It made my knee jump because I remember how I felt when mine happened. Um, but yeah, for that reason alone, I'm taking the Titans. Remember the Titans on Sunday, okay? I don't think a Malik Willis led Packers will beat these Titans. I think the Titan defense is too good. Um, Josh Jacobs ran all over the Colts. I don't think he'll be able to run all over the Titans. They have a much better run defense. Um, Malik Willis is going to be pressed into throwing, and I just don't think he's ready to be that guy that throws 20, 25 times a game right now. So I'm taking the Titans and Calvin Ridley over the Packers. Next game. We got here. We got Colts and the Bears. Colts and the Bears. I'm gonna make this one shorter because I feel like I've been talking too long. Number one pick in the draft, Caleb Williams. He's been getting beat up. They win the first game. They lose the second game, but he's been taking a lot of hits. He's saying his body hurts and his body is sore already. And it's only week 2. I'm taking the Colts over the Bears because I think Caleb Williams is getting a reality check of how physical it's going to be in the NFL. And I think there's going to be an adjustment period of where he's going to have to get stronger, get tougher, and adjust to the physicality and the speed of the NFL game. So I'm taking the Colts over the Bears. Steelers and Chargers. This is a good one, actually. I almost forgot Jim Harbaugh was the head coach of the Chargers. He's kind of been flying under the radar, just going about his business. But Jim Harbaugh is a darn good coach. Man, I was hoping the Falcons got Jim Harbaugh. No offense, Coach Heem. I think that we didn't get Harbaugh. Getting Coach Heem was a great get. But initially, when the list of candidates came out, I wanted the Falcons to get Jim Harbaugh because I know he will build a physical brand of football. Because you say, I don't know about that. It's okay. I wanted Jim Harbaugh to be the Falcons coach. He was my first choice. But the Steelers play a very low risk brand of football right now. Their defense is playing very well. Justin Fields is not putting the ball in harm's way. They are running the ball. They are running Fields. And they are taking a couple shots down the field a game. That's the type of offense they're running with Arthur Smith right now. The Chargers, on the other hand, they are running the ball heavy as well. J.K. Dobbins, is that his name? He might be leading the league in rushing right now. He ran for over 130 yards in both weeks, week 1 and week 2. Not very impressed with their receivers, but they are playing a physical brand of football, which I'm not an old guy, but I kind of like that old throwback style of football where you just smash mouth and run the ball, and if they show they can't stop the run, you just keep running it on them, and you break them down. You challenge a man's will. You line up across from him, and you say, if you can't stop this, I'm just gonna keep doing it. And that's what the Chargers are doing right now. This is a tough game to call. I think they both play physical, both play smash mouth. Since the Steelers at home, I'm going with the Steelers. I'm going with the Steelers. But I would not be surprised if these Chargers can go into Heinz Field and win that game. Sounds like the Aints. um, Next game, Dolphins versus the Seahawks. I'm taking the Seahawks in this one. I think this Dolphins team will not be the same without Tua Tagovailoa. Skylar Thompson, he's a backup for a reason. Seen him play a few times. He doesn't really look comfortable back there. He can run, though. That is the thing. He does bring a mobile aspect to quarterback position that Tua did not necessarily have. So you might see some more zone reads in there with some more design quarterback runs, quarterback draw, quarterback power, something like that. But I'm taking the Seahawks, though, because Geno Smith has been balling. Have you seen what Geno's been doing? He's been balling. Um, you got DK Metcalf out there, Tyler Lockett, who seems ageless. How old is Tyler Lockett? And another kid's name that I can't pronounce, something in Jigba Smith. Um, he's been playing lights out as well. Metcalf and Smith had over 100 yards receiving last week as teammates. So I'm thinking that these Seahawks are going to keep it rolling on Sunday. Um, they're going to be without their leading rusher for the past few years, Kenneth Walker, but they got a good replacement in Zach Charbonnet. So look for Charbonnet to be rolling against the Dolphins. I'm taking the Seahawks. Raiders, Panthers. I'm taking the Raiders. Panthers clearly in disarray. Worst team in football. Andy Dalton will be starting this game for the Carolina Panthers. I can't believe it. Yeah, I think the Raiders coming off a big victory against the Ravens, build on that and beat up on the Panthers. 49ers versus Rams. This could be an interesting game. I think the Rams will be hurting big time for offense. They lost Cooper Kupp. They lost Puka Nakua. Nakua is on IR. Kupp is not on IR. Nakua has what's he got? A knee sprain, and then Kupp has a ankle sprain. They got all backups as receivers right now, pretty much. And San Francisco 49ers, no Christian McCaffrey. He went to IR with Achilles tendonitis, which is scary. No Debo Samuel. George Kittle was on the injury report this week, and so was Nick Bosa. So you got, I don't know, is this called the training room bowl? All the great players are in the training room for both teams. So I'm not sure how to call this one. I think overall the 49ers may still have the more talented roster, even though they will have some of their key offensive players out. But the Rams got destroyed by the Cardinals last week. And I just don't see how this team can move the ball against this 49ers defense very well without their two top wide receivers. Probably going to stick to a heavier run game this week. Expect a lot of Kyron Williams at the running back position. Christy says, the curse of Shanahan. I don't feel sorry for him. Yeah, I feel some type of way about Shanahan too. I do. I can't even lie. I know God said to forgive and turn the other cheek, and God, if you don't forgive, God won't forgive you. But yeah, this is what I'm still working on. It's what I'm still working on, man. Um, I think even more so, uh, the loser of the Super Bowl. Have you noticed what happens to the team that loses the Super Bowl the following season? They something happens to them. They do not look the same the following year. The team that loses the Super Bowl struggles. I think the last team uh, that might have broken that sort of curse of losing the Super Bowl was the Chiefs. I think when they lost, they still had a pretty decent season the next year. What they lost in the AFC Championship, if I'm not mistaken. Um, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, this year it's the 49ers. Last year was the Eagles. You saw what happened to the Eagles at the end of the year. They just imploded. Um, and then it was the 49ers the year before that because they went and then they got beat by the Eagles. So I guess the 49ers didn't have a terrible year the year after they lost, but they did lose. I mean, they got the brakes beat off them, and then Purdy got hurt. Yeah, Purdy got hurt. So yeah, it's just it's been one of them things. It's been one of them things. It's been crazy. The team that loses the Super Bowl has had some wild years. The next year, that's all I can say about that. Christy says they can't recoup. It's hard to keep paying top tier players uh, and not getting top draft picks and losing good coaches to head coaching positions. Absolutely. I agree with everything in that statement. And it happens, right? Teams start poaching your coaches and start poaching your players. And you're going to see some real interesting decisions being made in San Francisco once it becomes time to pay Mr. Purdy. He haven't gotten his bag yet, but it's coming. And then when it comes, somebody's not going to be happy because somebody's going to either be traded, released, and it ain't just going to be one. It's going to be a few because they got to make room for that salary. It's going to be a big one. But yeah, I'm guess I'm leaning 49ers on this one because the Rams look so bad against the Cardinals last week. I'm thinking the 49ers can pull this one out. And, I mean, the possibility of them going 0-2 in their last two games, I just don't see that, especially against a Rams team that just kind of couldn't even move the ball last week. Lions Cardinals. This could actually be one of the best games of the day, too. Cardinals were on fire last week. They might have played one of the best games in the franchise history. Kyler Murray had a perfect passer rating. Marvin Harrison Jr. had a whole game in just the first quarter alone. He had 2 touchdowns. He was over 100 yards receiving in just the first quarter. James Conner doing his thing, over 100 yards and a touchdown. And that defense played amazing. Buda Baker was all over the place. And then the Lions. Lions played a tough game against the Buccaneers last week and had a tough loss. I think they're going to be looking to get back on track. I'm taking the Lions in this one over the Cardinals. I'm not buying the Cardinals hype yet. But that's a sneaky maybe upset right there. Cardinals maybe a sneaky upset at home versus the Lions. But I'm taking the Lions, though. All right, Ravens versus Cowboys. I'm glad this is a game that is being played in the evening or afternoon, so I'll be out of church. Um, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Ravens lose a close game to the Raiders last week after having a 10-point lead in the third quarter. Seemingly, this game was about to be over, and then the Raiders charged back and beat the Ravens at the final. Well, not the final buzzer, but with a few seconds left on the clock, Ravens couldn't come down and muster a score. So the Cowboys they get annihilated by the Saints. Like I said, they gave up 4 touchdowns to Alvin Kamara. I don't know what was going on in Dallas last week. Um, they beat the brakes off the Cowboys last week. The Ravens are one of the best rushing teams in the NFL. They have been since Lamar Jackson has come into the league. Ravens are 0-2. They have not won a game. The possibility of them, one, making the playoffs, starting 0-3, is pretty slim. It's already slim starting 0-2. And I just think that Ravens team will be desperate to get a win. I think this is almost like a playoff game for them. They can't afford to lose this game if they want to make the playoffs. I'm picking the Ravens over the Cowboys in this one. I already gave you my thoughts on Chiefs Falcons. I don't know if Christy was here. Christy says, I hope they lose every game. I think she's talking about the Cowboys. This is the only way to keep their fans quiet. I mean, I don't know a lot of. I don't know. I know of Cowboy fans, but I'm not super like they don't like. We don't dialogue every day like that, so I don't deal with a lot of the Cowboy talk, but I do hear of it. I hear of it from others. Um, let's see what we got. Oh, we got Chiefs Falcons. I already gave my prediction for Chiefs Falcons. Um, I said 31-28. Falcons can win this game. Getting off to a fast start. No stupid penalties because we cannot give Patrick Mahomes and company easy first downs or second chances. Or, if we get a turnover or something and we get a dumb penalty, canceling out our turnovers. We got to make plays when they are there to be made. I say don't be surprised if we see Justin Simmons pick off Patrick Mahomes. He has 5 career interceptions against Patrick Mahomes. That is the most in the NFL for one player against Patrick Mahomes. Expect a heavy dose of the pass game. The Chiefs have been struggling against the pass. It hasn't been no secret. They've given up a lot of pass yards to Lamar Jackson and to Joe Burrow. So expect Kirk to pick up where he left off Monday night, where he became the hero, the legend himself. Expect him to throw the ball around. Of course, you're going to still get a heavy dose of Bijan, but I expect Zach Robinson's got to be seeing where this Chiefs defense is vulnerable, and you got to attack them where they're vulnerable. I know, we want to establish the run, but they are vulnerable against the pass, so you got to hit them where they are vulnerable. Also, they've been giving up tons of yards to tight ends. Kyle Pitts, we need you. Expect a big game from Kyle Pitts. Expect a breakout game from him. The Chiefs have been giving up monstrous games to tight ends the first 2 weeks of the season. Kyle Pitts has been quiet, but we're going to need a big showing from him to expose this Chiefs defense. So that's all I'm going to say on that. Then there's Monday night. Jaguars, Bills. I'm taking the Bills over the Jaguars simply because I don't trust the Jaguars one bit. Really no analysis on that one. Bills look really good against the Dolphins. last time we saw them, and I think they'll continue to play very well. Then we got Bengals Commanders. That really is no analysis needed for me anyway. The Bengals coming off a very close loss to the Chiefs, a game that they had in the bag, and then a pass interference call on 4th and 16 completely changes that game, puts the Chiefs in field goal range, and the rest is history. I think they'll be out for blood. Uh, Bengals win that game over a struggling Commanders defense that cannot stop the pass. Expect Joe Burrow to go up and down the field all Monday night. And I expect a blowout. Bengals Commanders. That game should be over by the beginning of the second half. So I got Bengals over the Commanders, Bills over the Jaguars, Falcons over the Chiefs, Ravens over the Cowboys, Lions over the Cardinals, but be on upset alert for those Cardinals. I got the 49ers over the Rams. I mean, just going, I mean, both teams are depleted by injuries, but I think the 49ers still have a stronger roster. Uh, Raiders all over the Panthers, Seahawks over the Dolphins, uh, Colts over the Bears. I'm taking the Steelers at home against a tough Chargers team. Titans at home over the Packers. Buccaneers at home over the Broncos. Taking a lot of home teams. Vikings at home over the Texans. I'm taking the Eagles on the road over the Aints. I'm taking the Browns at home versus the Giants. All right. So that's our predictions for the week. We're going to get up out of here because we got homework. What is it? Christy says, why does it seem to be more injuries? Did I talk about this? I think I talked about this. Players used to play with fractures. That's not a good thing, though. That's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. I think that's a two-part answer. I think this last sentence that you said, I think that's part of it. I think modern medicine and additional rules and policies by the NFL to protect players from themselves when they are injured is one. You're going to see a lot more things being diagnosed than you would have seen 20 years ago. 20 years ago, they were playing with concussions, Christy. They were just giving them water and sending them right back out there. You know what I'm saying? So, policies have changed to protect players on the field, and I think that's a good thing. So, you're seeing a lot more. I think for that reason, you're seeing a lot more injuries. And for the other reason, I don't remember when I talked about this, but players are bigger, stronger, and faster. And with that comes maintenance, right? Just like a Ferrari, Lamborghini, Maybach, all those fancy cars. The only caveat with having all them fancy cars is when you want to drive it fast, you can, but it's gonna need to go to the shop. They not made for the long haul, and the NFL is the league, not for long. Your body isn't built to sustain these collisions, these car crashes. They literally say football is like participating in a car crash every play. Bodies aren't built to sustain that sort of punishment over a long haul. And you got players that are bigger, more muscular, they weigh more, they're faster. So not only do they weigh more and are they stronger, but they're moving at a faster rate. The collisions are even more violent than what they were 20 years ago. There are changes to equipment and all that. I understand that. Pads, new helmets, but the physics, the science says players are bigger, faster, and stronger. And our bodies, our physical bodies, our mortal bodies are not made to sustain this type of punishment for long periods of time. They're just not made for that. So for that reason alone, um, you're going to see injuries, a ton of injuries. Um, so you couple uh, medical advances and new policies that make sure that players aren't playing hurt and that they aren't getting cleared by doctors, by who are being pressured either by players or by coaching staff or whoever to play when they're injured. Um, you're seeing a lot more people on these injury reports. You're seeing a lot more people sit out games. Um, sure, there's advances to technology, but I can't state this enough. There will never be an advancement in technology that will make it 100% safe for you to play football. It's a violent game. It's a violent game. It is what it is. It's a violent game. Christy says she remembers that. I guess they're looking at long-term health. Absolutely, absolutely. Because you had players that were suing the league after they were done playing, saying that they have these long-term health conditions, and they were, coerced to play or forced to play or cleared to play by doctors, and it wasn't right. It wasn't right. You know, if this guy playing in this game um, could affect his long-term health, whether it's a brain injury or it's a knee injury or it's a back injury or whatever it might be, it's not right. It's not right. So yeah, I mean, these guys put their bodies on the line for us Sunday after Sunday. And the least we can do is, if they have injuries, they need to sit out and get well. They need to sit out and get well because, football is a very violent game. So, yeah, they have all these new helmets and all that. But Christy said, forget all that. I've been seeing real hits. Oh, Lord have mercy. Christy, do you have a son? Do you have a son? Do you have any children? Do you... I miss seeing real hits. Um, but it's all policy and protocol and things they have to do according to the letter of the player player union agreement with the league. Um, they want to be protected medically. The players push for that. Players themselves, they push for that. They want to be healthy after they're done playing football. So yeah, they don't want to be out there hobbling on one leg or getting shot up with Toradol or whatever it is, so they don't feel the pain, and get numbed up. They don't, because all those things have long term effects. Affects your heart. Getting shot up with that stuff affects your heart. Um, scar tissue, scar tissue builds up over time. It's not good for you. So yeah, Christy says yes, and she grew up with brothers. Okay. Well, I didn't grow up with any sisters. I grew up with all brothers. Um, my sister and I met and connected in my adult years. Um, so I know all about it. I know all about it. I used to play injured all the time, and but it's just a different day and age. It's a different day and age right now. So and it's good. The next man steps up. Somebody goes down. Next person gets the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing for the league and, like I said, for the players and for the players' families. Because they want to enjoy their loved ones after they're done with this game, and I want each and every player to be able to enjoy their lives too after football. So Christy said, "Forget that. I want to see them. I want to see the hits." Oh man! All right. Any final thoughts? Chiefs versus Falcons on Sunday night. Before we get up out of here, I gotta get on this homework. Gotta get on this homework. Any final thoughts? And thanks for enduring my shades. It's actually one of my new pair of shades that I got. I think this might be my favorite. I got a couple new ones. Um, my new glasses will be on the way as well. We need this win. Yes, and we need the one next week too. But I don't want to. I don't want to jump ahead. Let's focus on this one. But we need the one next week too. And then I did mention at the beginning of the segment. Let me say it again. This will probably be my last Friday afternoon uh, streaming live. Uh, I am slated to go back to work next Friday uh, for my first day back. They ain't gonna pay me forever to sit at home, so I'm supposed to be talking with my doctors on Thursday, and hopefully I can get approved to go back to work on Friday. So, but like I said, I will try to come up with a different schedule, so I can still, what I'm saying, communicate with you guys, still do some shows. I might do one a week. Might have to, bring it down to one a week, and then do a recap after the game type of deal. So Sunday afternoons after the game, and then maybe I can do a Friday morning, wake up early Friday morning type of deal, and do a stream in the mornings because I just won't be able to do the afternoons. But um, I also said, how much fun it's been to connect with so many new fans that I've never connected with, and for all the subscribers that I've gotten during this time. You guys are amazing. I'm still climbing, and please, if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that button. You can get a chance to win your free Falcons jersey, or whoever you are a fan of. You can have a chance to win. All you got to do is be a subscriber. You don't have to buy no subscription or be a fan, or even be a fan of the Falcons. If you're not a fan of the Falcons, you can still win. But no charge, no shipping, no nothing. Just appreciation for supporting your boy. I truly appreciate it, and I don't take it lightly. So much love to everybody. Working school is a job, absolutely. Uh, yeah. So I'm gonna be doing both. Pray for me, please. My name is Let Us Pray, please. Let us pray for Let Us Pray. Okay. Um, I'm gonna be doing I'm gonna be doing a lot. I'm trying to finish school, and I actually work at a school. So I do double duty, right? I go to school, I teach at an elementary school, and then I'll be getting observed because I haven't gotten my credential yet. So, long story short, yeah, I'm in the program to finish that, and I'll be doing a lot this semester. The next semester will be the hardest one. Next semester will be like really really busy. I'll have more classes, and I'll be needing to really be on top of it so I can make sure I graduate and get up out of there next fall. That is my goal, but I know God got it all in control, and He's gonna help your boy get through it. He's done it so far, and He's exceeded my expectations. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to getting that paper and walking across the stage and all that. Like, I never thought I would be going back to school. I thought that was crazy. Um, After I got my bachelor's, I was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm never going back. But life has an interesting way of giving you some of those nevers. So, yeah, looking forward to enjoying the rest of the journey. And thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the support. And yeah, when we get on that new schedule, I'll be sure to let y'all know. I'm thinking tentatively a Friday morning and a Sunday episode, so twice a week. And if I can muster a little more, I'll do it. But having having those 2 days for sure locked in. So thank you for all the support. Christy said, "Yep, we need the next 4 wins in the division. We have all divisional games. Oh, the next 4 are all divisional games. Yeah, we need those. We need those." Coach Heem said we got to run the South, so we need all 4 of those. Said we understand. I appreciate you. Working school is a job. Yes, I got that. Send out the notifications. I absolutely will. I'll post them on the on my channel, and I'll send out those notifications. So yeah, much love to you. Happy Friday. Enjoy the beginning of your weekend. Can't wait to come back Sunday night after the game and talk about that Falcons win. It's your boy, Let Us Pray. Hope you're having a blessed and a prosperous day. Tell those that you love them while you can. Peace, y'all. I'm gone.